Unit 5, lesson on squares. So a square is a parallelogram with 4 right angles and 4 congruent sides, or all adjacent sides congruent. So a square is a rectangle, and a square is a rhombus. A square, basically, if there's a property, the square has it. Okay? So because a square is a parallelogram, it has all the properties that a parallelogram has. And the properties a parallelogram has are 2 pairs, opposite sides congruent and parallel, 2 pairs, opposite angles congruent, and the diagonals bisect each other. Right, those are the properties that parallelograms have. So the angle properties of the square are it has 4 right angles. The side properties of the square, 4 congruent sides. And in terms of diagonals, it has all the properties of the diagonals that a rectangle has, so diagonals are congruent. Right? That's the property of the diagonals of a rectangle. And it has all the properties of the diagonals that the rhombus has, so diagonals are perpendicular. Diagonals bisect the angles. So, because BD and AC are congruent and they bisect each other due to the properties of the parallelogram, we know that again the bisected segments are equal. We know that we have 4 right angles. Okay, and because those angles are right, when we bisect the angles due to the property of the diagonal from the parallelogram, we know that each of these is 45. 90 divided by 2 is 45. So a square creates 4 congruent, is made up of, rather, 4 congruent isosceles right triangles. Right, that makes up a square. A square is a rhombus. A square is a rectangle. And it is also a parallelogram. So it can be classified as all 3 of those things because it has all the properties of all 3 of those things, or figures.